Hey, this is Briar with Briar's Fishing Tours, and today we're going to be taking a page out of my comments section, actually. I did a video a little while ago about Panther Martin fishing lures, and a couple of you guys commented and said that I should use nail polish to paint my old damaged ones. So that is what we're going to do. So we're going to get some nail polish from the dollar store and paint these lures up, and then see if we can catch a fish with it. So this will be an interesting little test. So first I'm going through here and trying to find all my old beat up ones, and maybe they'll make it out of my backup box and back into the main box. Here's actually one that I did a little while ago that I just used spray paint on because I didn't even think to use nail polish. So that one, it came out okay, but it's not the best thing in the world. I thought I had another one too, but maybe I already lost it. That was a different color, but I didn't see it when I was going through all these. So I'm just rifling through all of our tackle boxes between my girlfriend and mine and looking for all the beat up lures that we have. I'm actually going to find one of my old ones that's bent. You can see right here. I talked about this in that other video, and if you haven't seen that video, I'll put a link down in the description if you want to go check it out. It's just all things Panther Martin, but this one got a little bent. It happens when you're fishing in shallow creeks and stuff and you bang them up against rocks or you cast incorrectly, then they can get damaged pretty easily. That's one of the downsides to them, but there are a lot of upsides to fishing with these lures too. And that's one of the reasons why all these tackle boxes that you've just seen here, that's pretty much Panther Martin's front and back filled all the way across. So alright, first thing we're going to do here is kind of sand the rest of the old paint off. I have a small little bead blasting cabinet, but I didn't think it was worth the time to set that thing up just to do these couple little lures. So we just took some like 220 grit sandpaper and sanded those down. And here's my sanding stone. I'm actually going to sharpen the hooks on these. And my dad always used WD-40 or saliva on a sanding stone when he would sharpen a knife. I'm not exactly sure why. Maybe you guys could let me know why somebody would do that. I would assume it would be just to make it slide a little bit easier, but maybe there's some other qualities to why you would do that too. So I'm just going to run through here and sharpen up all of these hooks on these 5, 6, 7 fishing lures, however many I have there, and then we'll get to work on painting these. And once I got to the painting phase, I started to think like, well, I'm going to have to dry these somehow. What am I going to hang them on? And this WD straw happened to work out perfectly for this. I couldn't fit them all up there, but I could at least paint a handful of them at a time and then just kind of let them air dry and then paint the next batch after I took those off. So here we go. I bought a couple colors, as you saw in the very beginning of the video. They didn't have all the options in the world to choose from at the dollar store, so we're doing black right here, and we'll see how these come out. And I guess at least if this doesn't work, I have an almost 2-year-old daughter who's probably going to want to paint her nails eventually, and maybe mom's not home or something and wants me to do it. So at least this be some good practice to learn on something that's not going to try to run away from me every 2 seconds. And of course, if Panther Martin themselves are putting these dots on their fishing lures, then maybe they have some kind of attributes as to why they would work better. So we put some dots on some of these. I did go back after these were all done and dried the next morning and put the clear coat that you see down there in the bottom below my hand too. So put a little bit of clear coat on them. So the test will be, 1, do they catch fish? 2, how well do they hold up? So here's some glamour shots of them real quick before we head out to the river and kind of put a test on these things and see if we can actually catch fish. I wonder if the fish can smell the paint, because I sure as heck could when I was doing it. I needed a respirator mask with some like vapor cartridges on these things or something. I don't know how people paint nails every day for a living, but that job is not for me. So here's the river. We have had a ton of rain here in the past month in California, so lots of snowpack and lots of water on the ground. So this river is actually already up really high for this time of year, end of January, and it was pretty cold. Was not sure what kind of luck we were going to have, because the first time we ever fished this river, we caught a lot of big rainbows, and since then, the consecutive 2 years, I believe, we have not really had much luck. Caught some smallmouth bass. There's a lot of crawdads in here in the late summertime, but we have not caught too many trout since the first year, which was crazy to think because of how well we did the first year that we came out here during COVID. I don't know if it was just the COVID fluke and we just caught a lot of monster fish or what, but we wanted to go check it out, see how high the water was, and we needed somewhere to test out some of these lures. So I'm pretty sure I'm using the silverish or goldish and blue one that I painted. I put some blue polka dots on it. We're trying that out, and I will note that my daughter is on my back the whole time I'm fishing here. She's been pretty quiet, but she is there. She's almost 2 now. I have her in like a backpacking backpack, so it's comfortable for her, it's comfortable for me. I will say that if you're relatively new to fishing, that you do not do this. This is very dangerous to have a small child on your back while you are working with such high, fast-moving waters and on these rocks. I have been doing this a very long time, and it doesn't even matter. Accidents can still happen at any time. So I take way more precautions now than when I'm fishing solo, just because I have her on my back, and if we fall in the water, you know, the chance of her drowning could be way higher if we fall and slip on those rocks because I got a bad footing. So I take a lot more precautions when I have her with me than when I don't. So not something I recommend for everybody, but she loves being outside and being outdoors, and she's not fully confident in her walking abilities to be doing that all on her own yet, so we might need another year or 2 before she's fishing by herself. So for now, this is how we're doing it and how we're enjoying our time. So that's just a little what do you call that? I can't think of the right word, but yeah, just be careful if you're doing anything similar to that. Well, unfortunately, we did not catch any fish, and I did test some of my other like Old Faithful type lures, if you will, that are painted from the factory at Panther Martin, and I was still not able to catch any fish. So I was able to conclude that it was not from the fishing lures why we didn't catch any fish, but maybe it's just too cold and too early in the year for these trout to be that active to go after spinner lures. But we will keep giving it a go and update you guys maybe in the next video as we keep trying out these lures and see if we can actually land a fish on them. But I will say that painting them works really well. It takes a lot more time than I thought, so I would say, you know, if you have a wife or girlfriend, have her invite her friends over for like a wine and painting night and have them paint your old fishing lures. Maybe you guys could have some fun that way and make some more use out of the time. But it does work. I think they're going to hold up fine. Like, I was checking them out after the couple that I had used, and they look to be still fine, although the water's really high, so I'm not really dragging it across a whole lot of rocks. But anyways, thanks for watching this, and hopefully we can get out on some more water pretty soon as you know, spring rolls around a little bit more here in Central California, and try to land some big fish. So thanks for watching. See ya.